On this episode of Open Homes, an inner city build that's turning heads, an eye-catching design, a coastal dream home, a traditional home with a modern twist, Dave Franklin's own backyard, and this ultra-modern home tucked away in Talabhadra Valley must be seen to be believed.
We came up the hill here and it just opened up into this beautiful 360-degree view. We knew straight away this was the spot that we had to build our house.
Come with us as we step inside. First up, we're in Brisbane. We're in the picturesque suburb of Wilston today on a stinking hot Brisbane day. We're about 5 kilometres from the Brisbane CBD, but this house has been designed in a way that makes that city skyline feel so close you could almost touch it. That view of Brisbane skyline really is the hero of this whole home, isn't it?
It is, and it's captured on every level, and it's such a steep block. To be able to capture it from each level and make it into a picture is just amazing.
So this is a really steep block and
Yep.
it's multi-levels. How many levels is this?
Yeah, so it's essentially split over 4 levels. So we've got the master on the top, this level that comes through, which is our main level, with the garage as well, with a suspended concrete slab. Then we've got the majority of the kids' bedrooms and a kids' retreat area. And then further down again is the pool house and the entertaining deck down there.
It seems increasingly popular lately to see master suites sort of given their own wing. Mm-hmm. It's pretty luxurious to have the whole upper level.
I think more and more people want to be able to have their own unique spaces to be able to stop and relax. And I guess with more of a mature family, it's really important to be able to find those breakaway zones. But more and more we're finding now that, you know, so many people are working from home. So having a separate office that's upstairs in the retreat, and often you'll have multiple people working from home. So being able to have an office, a separate space to be able to sit on a Zoom call that's not interfering with someone else that's on another level, you know, doing the same thing. I think it's becoming more increasingly popular to have those breakaway spots.
And how involved were the owners with the design of this house?
Yeah, look, they were heavily involved with it and they worked very closely with the building designer cyber services group. Jody Mark was the lead designer and they're a real one-stop shop. So they were actually the designers and the engineers and the soil testers all in one. So it's great having that all in one group where everyone knows each part of the build and they can consult in-house without it needing to go out to other experts, other professionals. So, but the owners were definitely involved all the way through that and then again working with our own interior designer as well to come up with this, you know, a lot of these amazing flair factors throughout as well. The amazing cooktop over there. It's a one-of-a-kind pit cooktop that's made in the Netherlands. So it was something that they so wanted in this home, and it obviously is such an important factor of that amazing look of the kitchen. It comes up through the stone. You know, you don't have your ceramic, you don't have your stainless that you got to wipe down, and it's really awesome to be able to maintain.
I love the look of those stove tops,
Yeah.
but I also love the cleanliness factor because the worst part about any stove is cleaning it. So that's a total game changer.
It is. We had to shop around for it a bit and we found Winnings Appliances were actually the only ones that would distribute it in Australia. So yeah, it was great to be able to partner with them to produce exactly what the owners wanted.
I love how open and fluid this particular space feels.
Yep.
You know, this is where, despite having all those breakout zones, this is where largely the family will hang out.
Yes.
I love that real fluidity between the indoors and outdoors.
Yep.
And having this huge opening really makes that view just the total hero.
We always wanted to walk through the front door and you'd have an uninterrupted, no poles, no nothing, just the frame of the city. That's the first thing you see when you walk in.
Well, we definitely wanted to capture the views, so it was all around that and livability. We've got 2 teenagers, and so it was really about maximising the space and just having it to be a truly low-key house, really. Yep. Low maintenance. The 4 of us have got a favourite spot. For me, I love the wine cellar, and I really love the pool house. I think it's a really cool place to sit and watch the kids and relax.
And for me, it's the middle deck. I mean, that's got the city views. You've got the kitchen just there. You can get through to the garage, right through to the house in one level, and you've basically walked straight in the door and you can pick up a beer and you're relaxing 3 seconds after you walk into the house.
Yes, and watch sport from any room in the house just about. There's a TV to watch sport somewhere.
Part of the seating design, something we had to be very specific about with the owners was Hayden wanted to be able to sit on this seat but still be able to see the TV so he could watch the cricket in the summertime. So
Very specific.
I needed to be in the right position. I could sit in the pool and watch the Ashes. That was the angle we needed, and that's what we got.
Priorities.
It's a great Boxing Day.
Well, you've done a beautiful job. Thank you so much for having us through.
No, thanks for coming through. We love sharing the homes that we get to build and get to be part of with our homeowners. We feel very privileged to be able to do that with amazing homeowners as well. So,
yeah, well done.
Yeah, thank you.
Up next, this eye-catching design. Next up, we're in Brisbane.
Now I'm here in Tarragindi on Brisbane South to meet with Matt from Tonic Architecture and Design to see how he's transformed classic Queensland into architectural gold. Matt, thanks for bringing us here today, mate. I can see straight from the front facade is that you've tried to keep that original home, but then you can see that little bit of a flare in the garage there of what's to expect in the house.
Thanks, Jimmy. Mate, it's great to have you here at one of our renovation projects. We really tried hard with this to keep the lines of the existing house intact. We've got this amazing opportunity with this house in the backyard to reveal something pretty unique, and I know you're going to absolutely love having a look at it.
So when you say reveal, that is absolutely the key word, because as soon as we open that front door, we're greeted by this nightclub hallway.
I'm really lucky to have some amazing clients on the journey with us on this project, Jimmy. And what they were really keen to do and what we were trying to do is explore a way to journey from the existing home, which we're standing in now, down to the new part of the house. And so coming up with this sort of amazing journey through circulation through the hallway was a way that we could entice people to want to move and look into the house. And as we said before, a lot will be revealed as you pass through what I like to call the Star Wars hallway.
Mate, we've just left the nightclub hallway, which has got that moody feeling, but then we step into this light, bright, airy transition, which signifies old and new. So in that space, we've got the 3 bedrooms, bathrooms of the old house. And then we step into this beautiful space.
I guess, as I said before, we really worked hard with this house to try and keep the transitions and the circulation working in a way that it gives people a feeling as they come through. So you're right, as we've gone from the dark hallway, we've now been released into this amazing connecting space, which is quite honestly, in my opinion, one of the best staircases we've ever done. It just provides a real emotive feeling as you're transitioning from the old house to the new house. The perforated metal stair is amazing because the breeze comes right up through it, right? Not only does it provide a really amazing effect, there's a lot of people that on their first step on this staircase kind of freak out a little bit, you know, and that's kind of good because we're challenging the way they're walking through the space and challenging the way they're experiencing the architecture.
Combined with all the windows, the doors, the staircase, this whole void just feels so open and just gives such an amazing feeling to the space.
Yeah, really important too with the way we did it to make sure we had these courtyards activated into the living spaces of the home, and we've just come out of the entertaining space and now we're in the living space. It really does connect inside to outside.
It works, and as soon as you walk in here, you know, we're facing north this way, so we've got all those highlight louvers up there, the big doors that open up into the pool area. It really does make this whole space work together.
Correct, and we work really hard with this big backyard that's sloping down the hill. It's really, really important to make sure that you're connecting spaces from original house up at the top of the hill to living spaces grounded here at the bottom of the hill.
You can see in this space, it is quite minimalistic. We've got the same stone on the TV cabinet as we've got in the kitchen, which is a beautiful Italian marble that you want to touch. It's one of those stones that is a talking point in a space.
Yeah, very luckily for us as the designers, the clients have been amazing in terms of their selections and coming along for the journey, and they've had a lot of input into choosing these amazing materials. And it's really important when you're doing a home that is old and new, they need to sort of work together and be collective. And you're right, be restrained so that, you know, we don't have a whole lot of competing materials and textures. And I think it's quite successfully been done.
One of my favourite parts of this space is where you've stepped off that outdoor balcony area, steps down to a landscaped area and then back up to the pool, which eliminates the need for a glass pool fence. So it really does tie in this whole space.
Yeah, look, I think that idea is not ours alone to claim, but it's certainly one that we've used to great effect in many of our projects over the years. And we call it a moat, and we use it in that way. It's essentially a moat for landscaping, or you can have a water feature which is spilling out of the pool. And that minimises the need for a whole lot of pool fencing interacting with the home. It's still safe, it's still compliant. It's just a little trick that works really well, Jimmy.
Look at this.
I know, so yeah, this pool is just all time.
It's a big pool.
It is a lovely big pool, wet edge on both sides.
Yeah. A lot of work involved in that. And I know we are standing on something very special, aren't we?
Yeah, this is another secret that we need to talk a bit about.
And secrets.
Below us here is a pretty cool room, and you may or may not have noticed, Jimmy, but there's a little window here in the pool.
Just in my brain, thinking about the way the land's sloping and that build down there, that's going to be below ground level, isn't it?
It is, mate, and obviously that comes with some challenges. And as you know, water and waste does not run uphill.
Definitely doesn't.
So we had to have a special system down there, which is a centre flow macerator system, which takes all that good waste and pumps it at least 11 metres up and 100 metres out. Well, we've given away kind of what we're going to look at now, haven't we? So we better go and take a look. What do you think?
All right, yeah, you better show me.
Up next, a coastal dream home. And later, take a tour through Dave's very own home. Next up, we're in Sydney.
It's great to finally have you here on site on the same show.
Yep.
We've sort of been hovering around each other for a little while now, but the landscape extraordinaire with the design extraordinaire combined.
Yep.
Look out, everybody else. It's great to have you on board.
I'm going to say you're actually more excitable than on TV. I thought I was worse, but you take it.
Yeah, look, I've got high energy. For me, it's all about architecture, but of course, landscape is so important in Australian homes to complete the look. So I think together, mate, we are the dynamic design duo.
Yeah, I reckon so. All right, James, what have we got here?
What we're looking at, mate, is a quintessential take on the modern beach shack. It's a nice mixture of finishes, and it fits so beautifully into the landscape.
You know, one thing that I do love is the rake ceiling that we've got there, and I love all the hardwood and stuff like that they have reused, they've oiled and that. But the product underneath there, I've seen this before. What is this?
Look, it's an exciting product. It's from Bondor. This is actually called Solar Span. And as the name suggests, it's giving you those beautiful wide spans without extra framing in underneath. Yep. You can rake it as it is here. Yep. It's perfect to lift up one side of the roof so that all of that natural light can flood inside. It's an insulated panel so that it's perfect for Australian climate.
Yep.
It's going to deal with the heat and the cool.
Yep.
And it's also about the speed of construction here. So this is pretty exciting. I had a quick chat with the homeowner, and there's about 110 square metres of roofing here in total with the dwelling and the alfresco area. And it took about a day and a half to put that on. And it also creates those beautiful clean lines. It looks great.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's almost got like a pattern that looks like a shiplap sort of pattern down through it as well. So that is something like you've seen in a lot of coastal houses. So it certainly works here, doesn't it?
And the contrast, mate, with the white underneath those eaves, so it's nice and fresh and light. And then the dark colour on the walls, allowing all of that natural Australian timber just to pop.
Trying to wrap my head around this design here. So what would you call it?
I think it's a bit of a fusion, mate. It's basically got nods towards mid-century modern. It's got that beautiful rake ceiling, as we spoke about, outside, allowing all that light in. So that really clean line modern architecture that came from the middle of the 1900s came about because of advances in technology and new big spanning sliding glass doors and new roofing material. And this has now been enhanced and added on with the rustic elements with the timber to turn into what we call the Australian style.
So it is, what, a shack, would you call this? Or a love shack?
A love shack,
maybe? I don't know. What is it?
I think love shack sounds fantastic. Essentially might be called like a granny flat, but you know, this is definitely for funky, trendy granny.
Yeah.
It could be a studio apartment, it could be guest accommodation. This size dwelling is a great thing for people to be adding onto their block to add further accommodation, either for their family or maybe something they could rent out for accommodation for family stays. So I think it's got lots of opportunities, and it feels nice to be in though, doesn't it?
Yeah. I've got to say, it looks well travelled. Like when you look around here, like we've got oars, we've got bits and pieces everywhere. It looks like you've gone to a garage sale down the road, you bought everything back here, a good garage sale though, but it just works, doesn't it?
I think it's got that little sort of quirky nature. You can definitely see a nod toward the nautical, you know, the beach is not far away. But it does have these items here that I think just fit well in with something that's new. The architecture itself is pretty clean. We've got these really black frames on all the architecture, almost like eyeliner, crisp white walls, and then the natural timber outside has been picked up in the floor and the joinery. But you're right, mate. I mean, the timber joinery in the kitchen is ply, and it's been lacquered over. And then white bench tops with a little bit of texture on the splashback. I think it's a nice winning combination.
I'm in my element here, and one thing that I do love, it's this vertical hard timber that I've got through here. That lets the breeze through, but one thing I do say to everyone, I hate it when it's horizontal because you always catch that line.
Yeah, well, I like it for different reasons. It's so funny to hear that point of view because I like the vertical lines because they don't have any dust sitting on them, which the horizontal do, so it's easier maintenance. And because they're nice, thick hardwood panels, I can look straight through, but as it gets longer on either side, I end up with a filtered bit of privacy as well. So it's acting as a decorative screen and yet letting all of that natural light and airflow in. It feels really nice. the landscaping is one of those things that is forgotten when people are creating homes.
Yep.
And it's so important.
Yep.
The moment you walk in here, as we walk down the driveway, you can just see how nicely settled this property looks
Yep.
like because of all that landscaping. So we've got a really nice mixture of textures and finishes. What's
Yep.
your eye catching?
Look, I'm going to say it is very, very natural, okay? As you can see, we've got a lot of viola as a ground cover here. We've got lamandra. But one thing I am noticing, we actually have a banana palm here, and it actually has bananas on it. In Melbourne, we have banana palms, but not one banana
bananas.
grown. That's the first one I've seen in the backyard growing.
Now, I think it's a really nice element, and it's definitely adding to that tropical vibe, isn't it?
Now, obviously, inside designer, if you're going to judge something like this, what are we looking at?
I have to give a judgment, mate. I think many people look for large footprints when they want a home, but large homes take maintenance and cleaning. And for me, I want a space that I can come and sit in and enjoy the location that I'm at here. This is a beautiful location on the Northern Beaches. I reckon I'm going to give that about a 9 out of 10, mate.
Are you?
Yeah, pretty
Well,
good.
you know what I'm going to say about the garden?
Yeah.
Nature wins this one. So...
Head to Shots Home Emporium in Melbourne for some tips and tricks you can use in your own home.
These fireplace sinks are not only practical, but they are a design statement. I love how versatile they are across a wide range of designs. My personal favourite is the fluted side, but the best things about these sinks is you can switch them over and have this smooth side as well.
Now these sinks are beautiful, but massive, and also double fired, so double hardened, can take all the punishment you throw at them.
Up next, a traditional home with a modern twist. And later, you won't want to miss this reveal. Next up, Beck is in Victoria.
Hi, Joy.
Beck.
Nice
How
to
are
see
you?
you.
You too.
This is gorgeous.
Thank you.
Tell me a little bit about this facade. It's quite classic looking, isn't it?
It is classic looking, and it was a knockdown rebuild. So if you look sort of in the streetscape, there's a lot of beautiful period homes that are weatherboard and have the beautiful pictures and facades. So for me, it's a design that I love. It's a facade that I love, and I wanted it to be keeping with the streetscape. So very white, Hamptons, coastal, pretty, and white weatherboards.
So, Georgie, tell me about this beautiful build. So it's a new build, is that correct?
Brand new build, Beck. Completed it about 3 years ago. So we did a knockdown rebuild, and I always wanted something that was in keeping with Geelong and in the streetscape, and always wanted a beautiful Hampton home, and found this block, which was north facing and everything we wanted. Moved up from Melbourne, and 3 years later created our family home.
So you say this is a Hampton style, yes?
I think it originally sort of was Hampton, but I've certainly tried to pare it back a little bit. I think for me, true Hamptons is quite formal with lots of blues and turn posts and very oversized pieces. So I guess the essence is Hamptons with the weatherboards, but I probably would describe it a little bit more contemporary Hamptons.
I was going to say, I feel like it's quite contemporary, and it looks like you've really put your stamp and your style through every single space. So I love the pops of colours that you've got through here and the soft pink tones, even these like cute little stools here. But I do love that you've carried a lot of the design features consistently through the spaces. So the bathrooms look really beautiful. You've carried this gorgeous stone through. That VJ panelling is quite typical of the Hampton style, but you've done it in a contemporary take. So I think you've done a really good job. What was the design intent in terms of, the family home? So you've got enough spaces here for your girls and, you wanted a big backyard, and I see you've got a gorgeous pool back there. Was there anything else that was really important to incorporate in the design for you?
I think probably one of the most important things was having a space we could all come together. But also separated spaces, which is why we put the girls as they get older, they don't stay little for long. So the upstairs rumpus area is fantastic. Having this beautiful big kitchen has been amazing for entertaining. I wanted a house where the kids all come to our place. So most afternoons it's, full of kids swimming in the pool or playing games. Outdoor entertaining was really important for us, and just a beautiful flow as well. And, having lots of natural light with the north backyard has been fantastic with the home.
What I love the most is in the master bedroom, how you can see out onto that pool area.
I know.
But there's all the vines around that sitting area. It kind of feels a little bit Italian, to be honest.
Well,
I was sort of like imagining the lights on at night time and it just being quite romantic there. So it's a nice offset from that master suite.
Yeah, it's lovely. And I think especially the last few years, we haven't been able to be away. We have never enjoyed living at home more and having all the beautiful grapevines and thinking, well, if we can't travel and we're not in Greece or we're not in Europe, we can sort of pretend we're on our own little mini holiday. And it has been lovely having the space and having the girls home through the last few years. We've been very fortunate. We haven't felt too closed in, and we've all had areas to, be able to sort of escape a little bit when we've needed to.
So this house is actually located on a former vineyard. So beautiful rich soil, which you can see by the established garden is just thriving. What it has to offer is a lifestyle. It's a place where you feel good when you arrive out the front, when you walk through the front door, and you can just see your family living here. Yeah, so it's absolutely perfect for a growing family. You've got beautiful outdoor entertaining, heaps of lawn, magnificent 10x5 concrete pool. It's just unreal.
Now, tell me, this is not your first time around, the renovation game. So you flip properties for a job, is that correct?
Yes. Yeah. So I got the bug, I think I was 27, and did our first gorgeous little cottage in Albert Park and renovated, and like yourself, done the painting, done the hard work, and have been obsessed ever since and haven't stopped. It doesn't even feel like work. I genuinely love designing houses. I love building houses. I get just as much joy out of all the finishes and selecting, tiles and tapware as I do, on a concrete pour and watching the whole thing come together. And I think the whole creative process, I love it. So it is about number 10 or 11, I think.
Wow.
Yeah, counting.
Well, you can see the love that you've poured into this. So tell me, what's your favourite part of this home?
My favourite room is probably, it's both the girls' bedrooms upstairs. When I was a little girl growing up, I always wanted the beautiful pitched cathedral ceiling. So although I've incorporated it in here, I love the bedrooms that have the timber-lined ceiling. So it's definitely the girls' rooms.
So you've put this house on the market, and I think whoever buys this home is going to be so unbelievably lucky to live here.
Yeah, thank you. And I am excited. It's, it's something I love creating, but it's lovely to be able to know that someone else is going to enjoy it. We've had a beautiful time here and more projects to come and keep building. And yeah, I think they'll love the space as much as we have. And that's, I guess, my greatest gift is to design something that other people enjoy. It's, when you love doing something, I think it transpires and they'll have lots of years to come and enjoy it as well.
Next up, we check out what's happening in new homes, land and development around the country.
Annette, great to meet you. And I do got to say, this is my first overseas trip for the year. I'm on Bribie Island. Tell me a little bit about this place.
Well, the best thing, you said it, is we're an island.
Yep.
And it's so amazing to be on an island. It's just laid back, relaxed, beautiful beaches, water everywhere. But we're not isolated because we're only 50 minutes north of the Brisbane airport.
Now, you're telling me world-class golf course?
Oh, absolutely. The Pacific Harbour Golf Course is world-class and regularly wins Best Public Access Course in Queensland.
I love fishing, and I'm pretty sure there's a lot of fish out here.
Absolutely. It's the best boating in southeast Queensland. 10 minutes around the bottom of the island and you're out in the open water. And look at the passage just right here. What is amazing is just the variety of product that you can buy here. We've got land available, so you can do new home and land packages. We've got magnificent golf front properties and magnificent canal properties. Right on the canal, you got your boat right at the back door. So 80% of the island is protected, so that's why they've got to get in now. This is really the last of the land releases.
And you live here on Bribie Island, don't you?
Oh, love it. I'm one of the lucky ones.
All right, you've got to tell me, where's your go-to on Bribie Island?
Oh, well, you can't beat the Sandstone Point Hotel. Amazing architecture, all these eating areas and bars right on the waterfront, and it's won the best indoor-outdoor venue multiple times in Australia.
Okay, so if I want to buy myself a block here, I go on open lot.
That's right.
Well, you know what? I'm going to go Sandstone Point, get myself a beer and get my slice of paradise.
Up next, Dave takes us on a tour of his own home. And later, you won't want to miss this reveal. Next up, we head to Brighton, Melbourne for a special tour of Dave Franklin's own home.
I can't imagine how much pressure you must have put yourself under being such a well-known landscape designer and having to do your own home. How'd you go with that?
Absolutely shocking, Jesse. So, I think it was something like 16 different revisions on my own backyard. So, and a few things got pulled away, pulled down, rebuilt, and we had to maximise it, pull it, make it taller, make it as big as what we can, but do it again, absolute nightmare. Probably easy to get someone else in.
It's much easier. I love this open fireplace that you have here. A lot of people would probably not put anything there, right? Try to open the space, but you've created all these beautiful zones.
Yeah, definitely. Looking, one of my friends was here on Friday night and they actually said that. They said, I would rather see the pool all the way through. And I said, well, being a smaller backyard, you're trying to create rooms as well at the same time, and that's what this does for me. So the difference with this limestone, so this is like 1,000 years old plus, okay? I'm not joking, it's about as old as me. But as you can see here, there actually is fossils here, and I got my mate Wayno to do this. So there's only one certain guy that you use to do this sort of stuff here. And what he's done on this, he's saved all these pieces here over the years, and you can actually see the oyster shells in it. Probably one of the best features of our backyard, as in a material use as well. One thing I love is that obviously starting the fireplace here, getting the pizza oven ready, working out what you're going to marinate for the oven and stuff like that, and having good friends around, choosing your bottle of wine, and then jump in the spa. Doesn't get much better than that.
I tell you though, it's so nice to see another fully tiled pool. You cannot beat it.
Yeah. So again, I would have to say that pool there was 10 different designs. What I wanted to create was something that's a bit more tactile and that's sort of that you can walk around as well at the same time. And that's why we've got the floating concrete steps. Raised the spa, we've done the window so you can look through the spa, and that's a main feature as well at the same time. And to be honest, the pool's not overall massive. It's only 8x4 really, but it just looks big because of all the different bits that it's got in it.
It does look massive. I love the concrete pavers, how they go into the pool as well.
Yeah.
I've never seen that before.
Yes, well look, that was again, that was designed on the run, all right? So having 2 dogs, my dogs can actually walk around the pool as well, which they love, so.
The whole way around you can walk. In the pool you can walk around.
Walk around, yes. No, it's good. So Daryl, get here. Daryl.
Daryl.
Out of the plants. Daryl. He's eating the plants all the time. All right, sit down. All right, sorry, next question. Sorry, he sits on the plants and he kills me.
Yeah.
So anyway, sorry, was that cut?
I'm surprised to see how manicured your lawn is, considering how busy you are, Dave.
Yeah. Well, look, again, this is what I always say. People never do anything with their sideways, and naturally you'd put a big gate just across there so you're not seeing anything down that way. But again, I've got 2 dogs here. So 1, they've got to go do their business. 2, I didn't want it to be concretey and sort of weeds and stuff like that. So I rang up Urban Turf and worked out what the best synthetic grass was. And I'll be honest with you, all you do with this stuff is you just blow it. So if someone else comes over, you just get the blower, all the leaves go, or the leaf rake, and you're ready to go.
Run us through some of the plants you've chosen, Dave.
Well, look, you know what? That took a long time to consider because, one, we need privacy in this backyard as well. Garden bed does go down deep, so we have used Manchurian pears. Again, deciduous. It's a big no-no around pools, but you know what? Pick up the leaves. I'll deal with it. Two of the other feature trees that we do have is like I've got one big pin oak here and I've got another one behind me. And the other things that we do have is euphorbia, arthropodium, star jasmine. So it's been, to be honest, a little bit of a mixture of stuff that's been left over from jobs as well. So all that with rosemary hanging over the wall, that's enough. That's all I need.
Yeah, I love that rosemary starting to spill over the stonework. It looks beautiful.
Yeah, that's the prostrata one that hangs over, okay? So that does flower and it is a very, very tough ground cover.
Mate, and I noticed you did the French pattern out here. It is my favourite pattern in all of tiling.
Yeah, there is a reason why we have used the travertine here. Look, before we did this backyard, we actually lived in this house for 16 years. So it was bluestone, but in the summertime, it was quite hot on your feet. So what I'm after, and I always say this, travertine gives me that real nice waxy finish.
I did notice another unique tile feature, and that was on the barbecue area.
Yeah.
A lot of people would have gone for a polished concrete, but not the landscaper.
Well, the funny thing about that was actually polished concrete. You know what, it's American style of doing it, and it's tile in it, and that's what we've done. So look, you know, again, by my tiles, the green tile, to me, it really pops, and you know, it's different. I like it.
Was it difficult doing your own backyard, managing all the other work you have as well?
Oh, 100%, 100%. Like, you've got to sacrifice things, you know, especially when you're doing other people's backyards because they essentially pay for me to do this. So you've got to make sure that is finished first. You know, put a couple of TV shows in there, put COVID in there as well at the same time. Let's just say I'm 12 months, well, let's say 12 months and a bit overdue for the backyard, but sitting in here all now, the hard work, the effort and that we've put into it, yeah, I wouldn't change it, you know, just maybe the timeline, that's all. So.
Well, it's like the age I was saying, every plumber has a leaking tap, every electrician has a bloody light switch that doesn't work, and every landscaper has an unfinished backyard.
Yeah. Well, backyard's finished, just not the front. So. The guy who makes the pizza ovens here come around and taught me, and this is falling apart, man.
What were your trees? What am I going to call them? Trees?
Yeah, these, what you call these sticks with leaves are called trees, Jesse.
Yeah.
So,
Up next, we can finally reveal this home. Now we can finally reveal this amazing home in Talabhadra on the glorious Gold Coast.
I didn't even have to leave my postcode to show you today's location. Talabhadra Valley is located about 12 kilometres inland from some of the world's most exquisite coastlines and is arguably one of the Gold Coast's most beautiful suburbs. With its sprawling hills and vibrant wildlife, it's not only home to some famous health retreats, but is also where you'll find some of the area's most luxurious properties. Welcome to Dahlia Estate. Despite its scale, it was really important for the owners of this home that it sit harmoniously in its surrounds. The home was designed around these incredible mountain views, and the extensive glazing really blurs the lines between indoors and out. The clay foundations on which this home is built actually inspired a lot of the interior finishes used in this home, including this incredible granite benchtop and the travertine cobblestone used throughout. In addition to the common area, the upper level contains 2 bedrooms and a bathroom and a master ensuite that occupies the entire east wing of the house. It includes a spacious master ensuite, his and hers walk-in robe, and its own dedicated lounge area. And if the sheer scale of this space doesn't impress you, imagine waking up to that view. The curved suspended slab is almost futuristic in its design. It's like a little bit of Hollywood in the valley.
When we first found the block, we were so excited. We came up the hill here and it just opened up into this beautiful 360-degree view, and we knew straight away this was the spot we had to build our house. When we were thinking about creating this design, my husband and I, we wanted something that was focused around the view, and the pool area is really important as well. So having kids, being able to see them from all the living areas was really important. Then we had the help of Jason Pate, and together with him, we came up with this pretty interesting design. Because there's so much concrete, it can be quite harsh. So it was really important to get everything internally as soft as possible. So our main colour palette is all neutrals, lots of texture, and staying within those really nice earthy colours that are similar to the clay that the earth is underneath the house. When designing the house, it was really important to us to try and get as much off-grid as possible. So that included the battery power backup on the solar system. We've got to have our own water supply in our rain tanks. So if anything does stop working, we're okay.
This stunning home in Talabhadra Valley features a whopping 20 kilowatt system, along with battery storage and EV just for good measure. What makes this home unique is it's installed with the latest Fronius inverter with full battery backup capability. Where this feature shined the most was in the recent southeast Queensland floods, where the home lost complete power. The battery backup capabilities of the Fronius inverter shone through, providing power to the home.
The mountainous view is clearly the hero of this home, but walking through inside, it's like a wonderland of rich, earthy, organic materials that exude luxury and are guaranteed to stand the test of time. Thanks for watching. We hope you found some inspiration looking through these incredible homes and gardens. We certainly have. For more on the homes and behind the scenes, check out our Instagram and Facebook. See you next time for more Open Homes.